Great to see you.
Hello, it's good to see you too, Melissa.
Well, fellow Texas chapter, tell us a little bit about Corbin and your chapter. You were the original Texas one, right?
I think. I've been here a long time. I started in 2010 with The Cure Starts Now, and it was all based on the loss of my son, Corbin. Um, he was 10 years old. He was diagnosed with DIPG when he was in the fifth grade. And he actually lived 10 and a half months with the tumor.
Wow.
Not a very long time, of course, as we all know. That's why we work so hard. And we lost Corbin in August of 2002. And so I joined with Brooke and The Cure Starts Now in 2010 after doing some local things at home with his graduating class through the years. But I came on board with The Cure Starts Now in 2010.
Well, what were some of Corbin's favorite things? What's maybe some of your favorite memories with him?
Oh my gosh. As you can see, I've got a picture of him right behind me. Corbin
Who's
was my
high?
firstborn. I have three kids. He was the firstborn. For his 10th birthday, he got a dirt bike. Him and his son, him and his brother, his little brother who was 8, they got matching dirt bikes. He loved to ride a dirt bike. He loved to play games with the kids. He loved to make the rules with the kids. He loved to go hunting with his dad. He killed his first deer when he was 7. He was so excited about that. He loved to ride four-wheelers. Um, he loved to crawl in bed with me at night, and he liked to read books together. We prayed together, and he would always tell me, "Good night, Mom. I love you. Don't forget to say your prayers," every night. So he was a sweetheart. He was bossy. He had beautiful blue eyes, beautiful blue
I
eyes.
know I would have liked him and had a
And
lot of fun with him.
yeah, he was a mess though. He did like to make the rules with all his friends, and it was funny. We always joked because he always made the rules, and he was the leader of the neighborhood kids. And when he got diagnosed and he got to where he physically couldn't do that anymore, his little 8-year-old brother stood up and kind of took that place, and then he was leading his friends that were 2 years older than him because they all ran around together. But yeah, he liked to make the rules.
Aw, well, now you were at the symposium,
Yeah.
and so it's been a while, since he's battled, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of changes. So what's, a takeaway from the symposium for you?
Oh gosh, yes. For so long, there was kind of a hopeless feeling with the IPG, and honestly, there was even a fear back whenever my son was going through the treatments that if I didn't do something and there came a cure 6 months down the road, but I didn't give him the longest chance possible to live, it would be hard. So we still did some treatments. As a parent, you're so desperate at that time, and so as I went through the symposium this time, there was a couple of things that I had some gratitude for, but I also had some heartbreak for. We had parents there that were in the same shoes that you and I were, and that was heartbreaking because I could hear and see the desperation in their voices, wanting these trials to be available right now for their kids because they don't have the time. As you know, kids are gone within 11 months on mostly, 90%. And but at the same time, I felt so grateful that these parents saw what was going on behind the scenes. They saw the doctors working. They saw them
Mhm.
collaborating together with each other. And that was unheard of 20 years ago, even 10
Yeah.
years ago. It was unheard of that doctors would share information, and to see them doing that and see them so engaged with each other, and for them to be able to see us parents and to understand how desperate we are, and to put a face to to the research they're doing, it makes a difference. It makes all the difference in the world.
No, I think it was very powerful to have the researchers and the families and the chapters and the DIPG collaborative, all of us together, and
Oh
kind of
yes,
lean on each other. We
yes, and
definitely
that's
looked
where
up to you being around longer, and seeing you be where you're at, giving us even hope after going through something like this, that we can still smile, still tear up a little,
yes. Oh yeah.
obviously.
Oh yes. I think as a parent, you always will, right?
Right.
I'm always one tissue away from a tear, honestly. But it's been 20 years now that Corbin was diagnosed. He was diagnosed in September of 2001. So we're at 20-year mark right now.
Well,
It's still emotional. It's still hard. You don't ever heal from the loss of a child, but you do know you learn how to live with it. And you know, sometime or another, you make a decision on what you want to do with those lessons that you've been, given in life. And I've just decided, like many of you, is to go in the right direction and to hopefully prevent another parent from ever having to live the nightmare that we've had to live.
well, and I appreciate you being in the first chapter in Texas and leading the charge. And I think I've learned it's like parents kind of come in and out depending on what's going on in their life, but we all look to you, and I'm glad to know you and to know your
Oh,
sweet
thank you.
children.
I appreciate that. I do. I mean, just like your sweet rock behind you, we all fight the battle, but the Cure Stops Now gives us the ability to be able to go to bed at night and know that we're trying to make a difference so another parent doesn't have to live what we do. And the
And
symposium,
we're not alone.
that's right, we're not alone. And the symposium gives us hope.
It does. Thank you.
You're welcome.